And welcome NASCAR race fans, welcome sim racing fans entirely. We are gathered here for the very first playoff race for the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series drivers. They are rocking and rolling, they are set. We are working stage one of the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. 20 drivers in total out there rocking and rolling right now, being led by the 24 of Aaron Garcia, your regular season champion. On the high line, getting a good push from your pole sitter in the 95, that's Aiden Cody, looking for his very first Platinum Cup Series win still. And now shifts to the bottom to give Charles Jackson in the one car a push. Charles with 4 wins this season, Aaron with 6, Aiden looking for that very first one. With the 2021 NASCAR Legend Series champion Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9, running in 4th, trying to close in. I am NASCAR CEO Tyler McMurder, along with my in-race reporter, driver of the number 17 Ford Mustang, Alex Tesdahl. Alex, thanks a bunch for joining me, buddy. You qualified in 3rd, but since then you've lost a couple of positions. Still right there in the top 12. How's the car feel? What happened to you?
Yeah, good qualifying session. Fired off good and got caught up when the 14 had to check up and lost a bunch of ground, so now we're just going to be trying to claw back.
We're sorry to hear that. Good news for you is a lot of laps to go in this one, and you've got a great car after qualifying 3rd, improving it to a solid. Good luck to you. We'll let you go to work.
Thank you.
And you heard him say he made contact with the number 14. That's Bean SKP, the driver out of France, this year's Daytona 500 winner. And evidently he had to check up for something in front of him, and it was a chain reaction. A couple of cars behind the 14 had nowhere to go. One of them was our in-race reporter, Alex Tesdahl. The battle for the lead continues here. Remember, folks, a win advances you to the next round, and it's very important the wins are at this point in the season. Here in the postseason, Aaron Garcia just led that lap, but Charles Jackson in the 1 actually got his left side tires down into the grass on the front stretch and lost his momentum, and he's going to give up 2nd place to your pole sitter, Aiden Cody, in the 95. Aiden comes into this race 1 point below the cut line, so he's looking to get as many points as he can. He got a nudge there from Charles Jackson in the 1. Aiden had to go way up the hill. He made contact slightly with the outside wall in turn 4. Been saved by him for the most part, and he's going to soldier on in 8th place. The top 8 have separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit, and it's Trey Hollywood running in 9th with a driver out of Spain, and that is Pablo Hugo running in 10th in the 46 car. To the inside goes Charles Jackson. He's going to take the lead. He's going to try a slide job and get up in front of the 24. Aaron Garcia found daylight up there and was able to keep a bumper to the side of the 1, and the battle for the lead rages on. Now they go into turn 1. The 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, Matt Smith in the 47. 9 wins for him this season. Now he finds himself up here battling inside the top 5. Haven't spoken too much about him since the drop of the green flag. The 1 of Charles Jackson got really loose coming into turn 2. He had to make a big save, chasing it all the way well below the white line, and to let a number of cars go. And now Charles is going to surrender the track position and come to pit road. They are going to need to make pit stops in stage 1, but this is very early to be doing it already here. It'll be interesting. We'll have to see where Charles cycles through.
The window opens this lap, so yeah, he should be good to go, but that's real early.
And that was the voice of Alex Tesdahl, and my thoughts exactly. I knew it was early, and yeah, and we're getting word now, folks, it's going to be very close for fuel and tires for Charles Jackson, looking to undercut the field here in stage 1. And while we were documenting
the car's spinning off 4.
And it was Pablo Hugo, the driver of the 46 car, driver out of Spain. There are 2 drivers out of Spain in today's field, and there is one of them coming back up onto the racetrack to continue on. The good news for him, no serious damage, no damage at all, I don't think, for Pablo, but he's lost so much track position, and now he might be in danger of going 1 lap down when we get a little bit closer towards the end of stage 1. Drivers out of 4 countries in today's field. And they're all chasing Matt Smith, the 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion in the 47 car, leading the first few laps for him in this race. And Aaron Garcia is right there, locked to his bumper, running in 2nd. 6 wins for him. These 2 combined for 15 wins in the first 28 races of the season. Mighty impressive. Josh Cole-Diaz in the 9 car running in third. Harold Burton in the 16 car scored in fourth. Landon Jenkins in the 88 rounding out the top 5 with his good buddy Aiden Cody in that 95 right there with him in sixth. Can't forget about Aiden. I know he's lost a couple of positions since the beginning of this race, but this kid's got so much potential. He won the pole for this race. He has also already found victory lane for the very first time in the NASCAR Legend Series on Monday nights. Also in the Cup cars, just with no playoffs or stages. Kind of a strong start to this one here at Chicagoland as well, a little bit deeper in the field. Beam SKP in the 14 bounced off the wall right in front of a couple drivers.
18th wrecked.
And a big crash on the front straightaway. I can't believe everybody missed him. And we stay green. The yellows are on for this one, but man, you had a front row seat for that one, Alex. Could you see what sparked that?
It looked like the 14 car got into the wall, bounced off it, came back down, and hooked the 18 head on into the outside wall.
That was a heavy hit for both of those drivers. You can see the front end damage to both cars. They are both still on the lead lap, but a similar story to Pablo Hugo and Rush Downing. They have lost the draft with the lead pack. They have damage, and they're looking to just try to hold on and survive until the end of the stage. And getting word that Jeffrey is actually a little bit upset with the 42, and the 42 is Alejandro making his debut here in the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series. One of the 2 drivers out of Spain in today's race. Right now stored inside the top 15, having a pretty good run, and evidently there was contact between he and the 18 a moment ago that might have triggered this. Oh, and a slip up there from Trey Hollywood in the 48 that's going to allow Alejandro to complete the pass and go on around him. He's going to bring Sean Lucas in the 21 car as well. Sean, a Brett Baker Racing driver. He is a playoff driver and the only one for that team. And more pit stops underway. These are scheduled green flag pit stops here in stage 1. They can make it the rest of the way from here on fuel and tires if they so choose to pit. The only thing that could burn them is if they short pit and a caution comes out, they could be trapped 1 lap down. And this is the battle for the lead on your screens. 20 drivers in the race for the very first playoff race for the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. It's the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Right now, your race leader, the 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, Matt Smith in the 47, being chased by Aaron Garcia, the driver of the 24. Aaron won the regular season championship. He's got a total of 6 wins this season. He's going to be one of the heavyweights here for this championship this year. And here is what the battle for the 3rd place position looks like. Harold Burton running P3. Josh Cole-Diaz right there with him. He slips up a little bit, and he's going to give up 4th to Landon Jenkins in the 88 car. Aiden Cody in the 95 sticking right there with them. These are all the drivers running 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And if they can maybe line up single file and not battle for these positions, they might actually be able to gain some ground on the front 2. Now, problems for the 48 of Trey Hollywood, and I'm not too sure what happened to him, but he's got a little bit of damage, and he's very slow going into turn 3 now. He's going to let a couple more cars go by on the outside line. And, 17 and the 18 just bounced off each other going down the front stretch here, and the 18 came up right close to the 17. More contact was made. The battle's all over this racetrack, and we're getting word here, I do believe, that the 24 of Aaron Garcia has actually given up 2nd place and come to pit road, and he has. This leaves Matt Smith in the 47 with perfect firm control of the race lead. No car right on his back bumper anymore challenging for the position, and now he's actually coming up on a couple of cars to put them one lap down, and he's going to begin doing so. And that's Rush Downing in the 34 car coming to pit road. As soon as he went one lap down, he thought, well, no sense in staying out and gambling for a caution to come out anymore. He's brought that number 34 Ford Mustang to pit road for service, and right now it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the number 18 car. Currently scored the first car one lap down. He's got heavy front end damage to that machine, and he's staying out as long as possible, logging laps and trying to hope and pray for that caution to come out. And this is the battle for second, but it's actually going to turn into the battle for the race lead as Matt Smith surrenders the lead and brings the number 47 Chevy Camaro for Lone Wolf Motorsports to pit road. And this is important. All four of these drivers in your camera shot here, they're all playoff drivers. The top 10 in these stages receive the stage points, and all of these drivers looking to find a way to get as many of those stage points as they can, and there's about 3 or 4 different strategies that have been deployed here in stage 1. Well, let's throw it down to our in-race reporter, the driver of the number 17 Ford Mustang, and that is Alex Tesdall, Triple Crown winner here in NASCAR. He's got wins in Cup, Motormaster, and Truck, and still looking for that first one of the season here this year. And honestly, Alex, we talked a little bit about before the broadcast began, a win would definitely be amazing for you, especially in the round of 12 or round of 8, because that would definitely lock yourself into the final 4 or the next round, and that's what we were discussing would be the hardest ones for you. We were talking a little bit about how tough it's going to be for a lot of these drivers once the round of 12 comes around, and you have a few of those tracks circled once that round begins.
Yeah, the round of 12 is definitely going to be probably the most difficult. Well, actually the round of 8 if we can get there, but I think the best shot to grab a victory would probably be the 1.5 miles, or maybe the Super Speedway of Talladega coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of drivers have that one circled as an opportunity to make or break their postseason. Would you say that it's the ultimate wild card of the postseason?
Yeah, definitely. That or the Charlotte Roval coming up.
Yeah, without a doubt, everyone fears the Charlotte Roval, myself included. And now we're going to quickly ask you this as well. How many laps are remaining in stage 1? We know a lot of these drivers have made their pit stops, but not quite all of them.
We have 8 to go, and I think the 16 on pit road now was the last to make their stop.
Perfect, good stuff, thank you. And when it all cycles through, I think that it's going to be Matt Smith in the 47, your race leader, with Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9 car right behind him in second.
It's actually showing the 1 car as the leader right now.
Hey, we were talking about that. We saw him do this. Wow. He's short pit. He came in as soon as the window opened. And folks, yeah, Charles Jackson is your race leader. He's got Aaron Garcia in the 24 car actually scored in second, with Harold Burden in the 16, I believe, running in third. This is wild. Matt Smith in the 47 running in fourth. We thought that it was going to cycle back out to him being the leader, but it's actually Charles Jackson. We've seen him do this before, and it's worked for him a couple of different times as well, so I really don't know why we doubt him when we see it happen. I guess we're just in such disbelief when it does happen. If a caution ever comes out when he does this, he's trapped a lap down and the whole thing is out the window, but this very well might get him another stage win. Here in the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series, those playoff points they carry with you throughout the course of the rounds, through the rounds, and those are key, those are critical to helping you advance. Now the 42 of Alejandro, trying to get one of his laps back, his only lap back actually, and he's got much fresher tires than your race leader. And now here comes Aaron Garcia in the 24. That is going to be a battle for the lead. There are a number of drivers with fresher tires trying to run down Charles Jackson. Matt Smith in the 47 has taken third away from Harold Burden in the 16 car. That's just a little bit behind this battle, and it's on, folks, for the stage 1 win. He's there. He's looking high. These drivers have battled for a lot of wins this season. Oh, Charles threw a bit of a block in the 24 and the 1. They made contact. Up the hill went the 24, and he found the outside wall. He's going to try again going into turn 1. And let us know how many laps to go, Alex, whenever you get a moment.
We're coming to 3, I believe.
All right, thank you.
The leader has already taken 3 to go, so when he hits the line, it'll be 2.
And when the leader hits the line this time by, pit road will be closed. Charles has thrown a couple of aggressive blocks and trying to keep the bottom for himself. And it's really upsetting the car for both of these drivers. They're battling hard for the stage 1 win with Matt Smith, the 2-time champ, closing in. And now he's finally got a nose to the outside of Charles Jackson as they go into turn 3. Now when they come out of 4, they're going to see the white flag. And you can see how much better the 4 fresher tires for Aaron are. He makes the outside line work despite the 1 car of Charles Jackson making his life difficult and coming up and sideswiping him a little bit. The white flag has been shown. They're going through 1 and 2. Matt Smith in the 47, he's there, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move. It's Charles Jackson that's the only one close enough that might be able to take this from the 24. He gave him a shot. They both go up the hill. They bounce off the wall. The 47, contact with the 1. Matt Smith comes for a slide back onto the track. Aaron Garcia wins stage 1. And it was a wild sprint to the finish there. I think the 47 might have actually fallen down the running order a little bit. We'll get a top 10 review from Alex Tesdall in just a matter of moments.
The top 10 is Black Cross, King Henry, Flash 9, Trouble for You, NASCAR King, Bold Pluto, CWI, PC Panthers, Do King, and Diesel.
How about Timmy Brown getting a couple of stage points here in stage 1? Stephen Corley making a comeback here in NOSSCAR for the first time in a while in the 4 car. He finishes 10th in stage 1. How about Aaron Garcia? Another strong stage for him. Another stage win here at his NASCAR Platinum Cup Series career. And Matt Smith was able to hold on for 3rd, guys. He was sideways coming to the start-finish line with after contact with the one car of Charles Jackson. It was a big battle for the stage win. You can tell it's playoff time. Oh man, some strategy has been deployed. Sean Lucas and Alejandro are going to lead them to the restart zone, and we are green for stage 2. "20 drivers from 4 countries represented in today's race, and they are all rocking and rolling down the back straightaway now, chasing the 21 of Sean Lucas. Sean is a Brett Baker Racing driver. He is a playoff driver, one of the underdogs here in the playoffs, and he would love to go on out here and win a stage and kind of stamp his name here in the books, show that he means business for this championship this year. Aaron Garcia, Harold Burden, Landon Jenkins, Matt Smith, the rest of your top 5. Charles Jackson, Josh Colm-Diaz, Jordan Routon, Alejandro, and Timmy Brown, the rest of your top 10. Oh, and John Lucas in the 21, he went up and found the outside wall coming out of turn 4, and he came back down a little bit and made contact with another car. I didn't see exactly how it all started, but unfortunately Sean has lost the draft with the lead group, and man, it's a heartbreaker. We were just talking about how strong he was looking here in stage 2. Now Aaron's got the lead. He's kind of driven away by about 7 car lengths over second place Harold Burden. Landon Jenkins right on his bumper, giving him a good push there. He runs third. They're 3 wide from 4th, 5th, and 6th. Charles Jackson in the 1 car was in the middle. He came down and hit the 2, came back up and hit the 47, and we've got a big crash over in turn 1.
And that's a yellow.
Oh, no doubt. And normally I would throw it down to the in-race reporter, Alex Tesdall, to ask him what happened, but I saw that whole thing. They were 3 wide, and it was Charles Jackson in the 1 car that was in the middle, and it was him that wiggled, went up and hit somebody, came down and hit somebody, and then from there on it was just a chain reaction and a number of cars involved. First caution of the race for an on-track incident. It's been very clean and calm so far, but it might have just been the calm before the storm. Heavy damage for the 1 car of Charles Jackson. And now, Alex, we saw a number of drivers trying to miss this one. We know Sean Lucas, Pablo Hugo, Timmy Brown, they all got collected. How did you do, Ben? How did you do, man?
I got caught up a little bit and got a little damage to the right front, but the car's okay and we were able to fix it and get back going.
Good stuff. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back to the restart we come. Landon Jenkins, Alex Tesdall lead them to the line. We are green. Stage 2 of the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. 20 drivers, very first round of 16 playoff race. There's a lot on the line. And the top 5 cars are all playoff drivers. And how about Landon Jenkins leading some laps here in the DustyPetes 400? Still looking for that very first NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series win. He's come so close so many times this season. A few runner-up finishes and podiums for him this season. Comes into the playoffs with a lot of playoff points, or a handful anyway. Would love to add that first career win to his resume, and would love to not have to worry about Richmond or the Charlotte Roval here in the round of 16. A win locks you in to the next round. Alex Tesdall knows all about winning in the Platinum Cup Series, knows all about making the playoffs. 2 wins for him last year, looking for his first one this year. He's running in second. He caught the apron a little bit there, and now Aaron Garcia is going to capitalize and go to the bottom. This is him 1 and 2. Trey Hollywood making a move for 4th on Josh Colm-Diaz. It's the highest he's run all race long. He's bringing Jordan Routon and Stephen Corley in the 4 car with him. The highest Stephen Corley has run all race long as well. He's all the way up to 7th, but now he's getting challenged by Alejandro in the 42 car. Driver to Spain has worked his way up inside the top 10. Action all over this racetrack. Playoff drivers spread all over throughout the field as well. They're not necessarily all running up here in this lead pack. There's a couple of drivers that really have their hands full, and they're going to need to overcome all of this to get some stage points here in stage 2. The top 10 have broken away from the rest of the field, but now the second group of cars, about 4 of them, being led by Charles Jackson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Timmy Brown, they have just caught this lead group now. And 14 cars are going to battle it out for the lead and for the stage 2 win. Pablo Hugo out of Spain in the 46. He's the one running in 14th. He's also with these drivers. Matt Smith in 15th, the 2-time Platinum Cup Series champion. He's the first car in line in that, now I would say the second group of cars, but he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to get up there and get some stage points. The good news for him is he comes in with the second highest playoff point total. driver of the 47, Matt Smith, does. So he really doesn't need to worry too much about the points and the stage points here, especially in the round of 16. As long as he runs decent, Matt Smith should advance to the round of 12. Similar story with Aaron Garcia in the 24 car, who's actually up here scored in second, but he just lost the race lead to Alex Tesdall, the driver of the 17. We were talking a lot with him earlier before the broadcast began, and he said that the draft was going to be key here. He said that decision-making and keeping a level head and just kind of making sure you're there at the end was going to be the most important. And here he is, stage 2. He's got the lead. He knows the playoff points. They advance with the drivers through the rounds here in the postseason, and a stage win would give him one of those. And the highest 3 running non-playoff drivers, Jordan Roughton in the 2 car, runs in 4th, trying to spoil the party here, along with Stephen Corley in the 4 car running in 5th, and Alejandro in the 42 car running in 6th. The rest of your top 10 are all playoff drivers. In fact, the rest of your top 12. And that's how quick everything can change here, folks. Landon Jenkins, just a moment ago, was leading laps, and we were talking about how he could potentially have a great chance of winning his very first NASCAR Platinum Cup Series race here tonight at Chicagoland, and now he finds himself just barely outside of the top 10. He's still right there within striking distance with the leader, but he's actually finds himself running in 11th. The draft is a big factor here tonight. The decision-making and keeping the nose of these cars clean, the aerodynamics of these cars are very, very sensitive here at Chicagoland. Up the hill goes Alejandro in the 42. No contact with the wall, but he's going to lose a couple of positions and drop back to the 11th place position. This brings Landon back inside the top 10. Timmy Brown, the 19 car. The black car in your frame there, black with the yellow bumper. He is one of your playoff drivers. He runs in 12th. He's having a pretty good day here so far at Chicagoland Speedway, and it's exactly what he's known for. He got 9th in stage 1, and now he's just kind of riding around and hiding and hanging out in 12th in this lead pack. Doesn't want the radar on him at all, and it's the way he likes it. He's going to be there at the end. That's his intentions, at least. To the lead goes Trey Hollywood in the 48 car. He got a push from his buddy Jordan Roughton in the 2. Harold Burden in the 16 car goes with them to 3rd. Alex Tesdall was leading, and now he is shuffled back to 8th. And again, that just goes to show you how quickly it can all change and unfold here. And Jordan Roughton with a power move to the inside in 3 and 4. He leads for a moment, but Trey Hollywood with a crossover move. He's going to lead the lap, and now he's brought Harold Burden in the 16 car with him. They're 3 wide going into turn 1. The 2 car and the 1 car came together, and that was nearly a big one right in front of a lot of playoff drivers. Man, I'm shocked, but I'm not too shocked either that they held on to it. These drivers, they're pros, man. There's 20 cars out there on this racetrack, and they're making this look easy. 2, 3, 4 wide restarts, long runs, 2 tire stops, and battling loose conditions, battling the draft, you name it. They're encountering it all out there tonight. They've been doing it all season long. We're here for round 29, the very first round of 16 playoff race. 3 wide for the lead. Harold Burden shoots up the middle, and he's going to grab the top spot, one of our playoff drivers. And it would be such a feel-good story if Harold can park in a victory lane here tonight at Chicagoland. It would be his very first NASCAR Platinum Cup Series win. He holds wins in the Motormaster Series, the Truck Series. He even holds wins in the Legend Series. It's just the Platinum Cup Series that has eluded him. He's come so close so many times, and now here he finds himself leading at Chicagoland. And arguably when it matters most, folks, a win in the playoffs locks you into the next round, and he could really use that. Wouldn't need to worry about Richmond, wouldn't need to worry about the Charlotte Roval. Jackson runs in second in the number 1 car, but he's actually lost a bit of ground here to the leader. Harold Burton has driven away and opened it up by about 4 or 5 car lengths. It was more, but then Charles answered back with a very strong turns 1 and 2. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 has broken out to third, and he's opened up a couple of car lengths over the rest of this group. The top 3 have kind of driven away single file by themselves, and now through the grass on the infield goes Stephen Corley in the number 4 Ford Mustang for Steel Horse Motorsports. That is a shame. He's a non-playoff driver, but he's a long-time NASCAR driver. He's been with us for a very long time. Came into this race with high hopes to win. He's very, very strong on the 1.5 miles. He's won tailgate truck series races on the 1.5 miles and was looking to find success here tonight. Still a long way to go in this one. No damage for the driver of the 4. And the battle for the lead is heating up again. Charles Jackson has run him down, and he went to the outside as soon as he got there, and them battling like this has allowed Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 to close in just a little bit. Remember, the stage win gives you a playoff point. Those carry with you through the rounds, so that's why these are all very, very important, folks. All the positions inside the top 10 in the stages, they give you stage points, so it's all very important. But that stage win, that point, that stays forever. And we're going to throw it down to Alex Tesdall, driver of the number 17 Ford Mustang. It's been a little while. We wanted to ask you things earlier, but you were leading the race, my friend. What's the story with laps to go so far here in stage number 2?
We're coming to... hold on.
No problem.
12 to go. And fuel is right on the money, so we're all right.
Wow. And is it possible that some of these other drivers have been running too hard and they might be short, or do you think everyone's safe?
I don't know. I've been conserving a little bit, but really haven't had to a whole lot, so we'll see what happens with the others. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it will be interesting, especially the ones that are up there in that lead group. You would think, anyways, that they could be pushing a little bit harder than the rest. Good luck to you the rest of the way here in stage 2.
Thank you.
And what a hornet's nest.
I think the 48 just had a connection issue.
I do too, and I saw it just before I was gonna leave you here and go back to the battle for the lead. You're right, Trey Hollywood, one of our playoff drivers, has disappeared and apparently off the racetrack and done for the day with an engine failure. He's one of our playoff drivers. He has a win this season. He won at Talladega. He comes in above the playoff cut line, but still, that's a shame, and that is going to hurt him throughout the rest of the round of 16. Alex Tesdall just got a shove out of the way, I think by the 9 car. I'm not sure.
88.
88 car. Yeah, that was ruthless. And now Charles Jackson in the 1 car, I think that he lifted a bunch there to save some fuel. He's lost touch with the top 3. In fact, now it's just Harold Burton and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. battling for the lead and for the stage 2 win. It's Charles Jackson battling for 3rd with Aaron Garcia and Jordan Roughton. That's your top 5, actually. And it's Josh Colm-Diaz, Landon Jenkins, Aiden Cody, Alex Tesdall, Matt Smith. The rest of your top 10 with under 10 laps to go in stage 2. And your new race leader, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the driver of the number 18, Juicy J Motorsports Toyota, the owner of that team. It's a multi-time NASCAR champion on games like Supercross and NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. And getting word now, Trey Hollywood accidentally backed out of the race, and that is why he's going to be done for the day. Apparently went to the menu for a moment, hit the circle button a couple too many times, and that is going to dig himself a hole that he's going to need to find a way to climb out of here in the round of 16 of the playoffs. And now the battle for the lead is only getting more and more intense, and the reason why I say this is because Charles Jackson, Aaron Garcia, Jordan Roughton, Josh Colm-Diaz, they're all running down your race leader. There's about 7 cars that are all working together in the draft, and they are closing in and closing in fast. Timmy Brown, Stephen Corley, Alejandro, Pablo Hugo battling for position here, just barely inside and outside of the top 10. Some of these drivers in this group are looking for some stage points, especially Timmy Brown in the 19. He is a playoff driver. There he is, former Brickyard 200 winner in the Motormaster Series. How about Emily Seri, the driver out of Canada, one of our playoff drivers? Entered the playoffs the 15th seed out of the 16 drivers, so really didn't have the bar set too high for once the postseason began. She would love to get some good points and advance to the round of 12, but she said if it doesn't happen, so be it. She's very proud of her season. She's got a top 10 finish this year. She did very well in the Truck Series and Motormaster Series, made the playoffs for both of those series as well. Sean Lucas in the 21, Brett Baker racing car, led laps earlier in this race, finds himself right now outside of the top 12 and looking to hold on and stay on the lead lap. Aiden Cody, our pole sitter in the 95 Toyota for Juicy J Motorsports, one of our playoff drivers as well, was really psyched about picking up his first career NASCAR Platinum Cup Series pole award for this one, and came into this one with high hopes to get some top 10s in the stages, get some of those stage points, so that way he can kind of establish himself above the playoff cut line before he heads to the Charlotte Roval next Friday. To the inside goes Harold Burton, the crafty veteran. In fact, they're really both veterans of NASCAR. They've been around since the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition days. They are side by side coming out of 4 now. This is for the lead, and this is for the Stage 2 win. How many laps to go, Alex?
2 to go.
Thank you very much. Pit road is now closed. Aaron Garcia in the 24 is joining this party. He's going to battle for the Stage 2 win. Remember, he won Stage 1. He must think he's got the fuel and the tires to go the rest of the way here in the stage. All of these drivers at some point or another needed to conserve a tiny little bit, but not very much. And now the white flag has been shown one more time around until we see the green and white checkers. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. looking to hold on for his very first stage win of the season. All these drivers know these playoff points, they carry through round to round, and about 6th to 16th in the playoff point standings. They're all glued. They're all right on top of each other for their point total, so this is very important. Out of 4, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the number 18 car, wins Stage 2. Harold Burton is going to finish in 2nd. Aaron Garcia is going to take 3rd, and a wild finish across the line for it. And it was not from a lack of effort that Harold lost that one. He gave it everything he had there. Congratulations to Jeffrey Robinson Jr. A very valuable playoff point for him to move forward throughout the postseason. Don't forget to pit Alex, but when you get a moment, please give us the top 10.
Top 10, Juicy J, Trouble for You, Black Cross, NASCAR King, Bull Pluto, King Henry, Flash 9, CWI, PC Panthers, and myself.
Great stuff. And a good stage for a lot of playoff drivers that needed playoff points, and a couple of stages for playoff drivers that they wish they could have back. Sean Lucas, Emily Seri, Timmy Brown, some of these playoff drivers did not get the playoff points, or stage points rather, that they were hoping for in Stage 2. Beam SKP is another. But we are set, folks. One last chance for them. We are green for the final stage for the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. leads them into Turn 1 along with Aaron Garcia in the 24. There was a problem for Emily Seri on the restart there. I'm not too sure what it was, but she lost a significant amount of ground to the rest of the group, and she's going to need a caution to catch back up.
Why so quiet?
Oh, I'm just absorbing the action, letting the viewers hear these engines on NASCAR Heat 5 a moment ago. Alejandro, Pablo, Hugo, and Beam SKP, all three Europeans, bounced off each other, but they were able to keep it going. That was wild. They're neighbors. They might even be able to walk over to each other and have a discussion after all of this. And these are all jokes. Europe is a very big continent. Your race leader is Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the number 18 Juicy J Motorsports Toyota, and he's probably never looked better when it comes to finding victory lane for the very first time here in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series. He's got a win in the NOSSCAR Legend Series, which is also in Cup cars, and he's looking to do it again here, but on the Gran stage of them all, and punch his ticket into the round of 12 in the playoffs. He's trying his best to hold off Charles Jackson, Aaron Garcia, and Landon Jenkins, and Josh Colm-Diaz. That is the rest of the top 5. But it's inevitable. The draft is so strong. We saw so many different leaders in Stage 2. It's impossible to defend and keep the lead at all times, and now we're seeing it here. Jeffrey's going to lose the lead to Charles Jackson in the 1 car. Aaron Garcia in the 24 is trying to go with him, and now they were nearly 3 wide a moment ago. Landon Jenkins put the nose of the number 88 car in the middle, and I don't think he meant to. Yeah, in Stage 2, we saw so many different race leaders, and then, 5-6 laps later, we would check again, and they're running in 7th or 8th, and there's a whole new race leader that was running outside the top 10 a moment ago. It's just, it all changes so quick, so rapidly. And it's almost impossible to maintain any track position as long as you can race smart, and as long as you can stay in this group and in the draft, you've got a shot to win this race. No sense in driving wild and urgent and trying to take the lead at all times, because no matter what, even if you do get the lead, you're not going anywhere. These drivers are going to draft, and they're going to suck right back up to the back bumper of your car and make it interesting for you. Alex Tesdall up into the top 5 again. He led laps earlier tonight, and he's looking to lead the most important one at the end of this one, and he's getting a good push from Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9 car. It was a feel-good moment when Josh Colm-Diaz, he won the Cola 150 for the NASCAR Legend Series recently. He's winless here for 2022 Platinum Cup in the 9 car, but he's got a win in the Legend Series on Mondays, and it was great to see him do it. Charles is going to lead this lap, and it looks like Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is going to get a push from Stephen Corley. Remember, Steven in the 4 car went for a slide earlier in this race. He lost so much track position, so much time, and now he's back up there with a shot to win this thing. Let's throw it down to Alex Tesdall, driver of the number 17 Ford Mustang, running in 7th, having a good run, led laps earlier in this race, and definitely still very much alive for winning this one here tonight. How many laps to go here in the final stage, and can you give us any indication on what everyone's strategy might be without indicating your own?
We got 43 laps to go, and looking at how much I've got in the tank in the tire situation, I think it's going to be a one-stop for most, unless something bad happens to someone.
All right, so safe to say we stay green the whole way. It's a one-stopper, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. And that, when it's like that, it also leaves very little room for error. If it goes green the whole way and you can only pit once, if you spin and hit the wall and you have damage, you need to stay out there that whole run to make sure you make it on one stop still. So you can't have a problem from here on out in a final stage like this. Good luck to you the rest of the way, buddy.
Thank you.
And Alex doing a great job staying in the draft with these drivers. No matter what you do, even if you take the lead, there's nowhere you're going to run. There's nowhere to hide. They're going to work together and use the draft and then come right back up on you. So as long as you're smart and stay in the pack and don't take yourself out of it at this point, there's really nothing else that can take you out of it. And it's Stephen Corley showing the way in the number 4 Ford Mustang. Making a return here to NASCAR. He's won races with us in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series and NASCAR Motormaster Series. Looking to park in victory lane for the very first time here in his Platinum Cup career. First start of the season, and he's making a good impression. Oh, and we got a big crash deeper in the field. It's Jordan Roughton in the number 2 Ford Mustang. He went up there and led laps earlier in this race, and now he is around with heavy front-end damage, and it looked like it was a solo car accident. Here you see him rolling again. Wow, and Alex, did you see what happened at all?
No, that was too far behind me.
No problem. I thought I was behind you, yeah. And it's a heartbreaker for Jordan. He's not a playoff driver, but he's always a threat to win these mile-and-a-half races. Very strong mile-and-a-half program for him. If he gets a caution, he'll be there at the end. He's coming to pit road to fix this damage.
Might burn him late hitting now, but if it's that bad, I don't have any other options.
Might be a 2-stop, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting because someone's going to try it. If it's within the realm of possibility, and if it means punching your ticket into the next round of the playoffs, somebody is going to go for it. The question is who, and the question is will it be successful? Will it work? And if it doesn't work, say a Harold Burden or a Aiden Cody tries it and it doesn't work, it's going to cost them a top 10 finish and give them about a 15th, 17th place finish instead. Still Stephen Corley leading, Aaron Garcia running in second, right behind him. Charles Jackson, Josh Colin-Diaz, Matt Smith, the rest of your top 5. And we're gonna crank it up here, folks. Usually once a race we do a segment just like the real-life NASCAR broadcast where we ride on board with your favorite NASCAR Platinum Cup Series drivers, and we do a good old-fashioned crank it up. So go ahead and grab the volume knob, turn it up, listen to the motors of these cars on NASCAR Heat 5. Hope you're enjoying your Friday evening with the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series drivers. Round 29 of the 2022 season. crank it back down, folks. We are going to bring you back to full commentary for round 29 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season. And for more information about DustyPetes, you can find them at facebook.com/DustyPetes or search them on Twitter at DustyPetes Collectibles. We have about 35 laps to go or less, and we are closing in on the checkered flags here tonight. It's Aaron Garcia leading the way with Stephen Corley and Matt Smith, the rest of your podium runners right now. And as you can see, the 47 is kind of driven away from the rest of the group that he was riding along with. Evidently, it was time to go for the two-time Platinum Cup Series champion. He must have decided that he's got enough tires and fuel to make it the rest of the way on a one-stop type of strategy. Who knows? Many others coming to pit road now for service. Beam SKP, this year's Daytona 500 winner. And I think that the one car of Charles Jackson is on pit road. He is, but I think that he's motionless and done for the day. That is huge when it comes to championship implications. I know that he got great stage points in this race, so even if he finishes outside the top 15, which it looks like he will now, it's not going to hinder him too much in the playoff point standings, but it's definitely not the way he wanted to end his afternoon. Now Aaron Garcia on the 24 signaling that he is coming to pit road this time by. Stephen Corley in the 4 has already come to pit road for service. It'll be interesting to see if Matt Smith follows him onto pit road, and he does. So the 24 and the 47, the 18, the 16, the 9, the 95, and and they are all on pit road for service. Alex, you faked me out, buddy. You're staying out for one, and you weren't the only one. I think that Landon Jenkins in the 88 car did the same.
Yeah, got one more lap in the tank, so play it safe and not follow the crowd.
And there was a big crash over at the entrance to pit road. Two non-playoff drivers, Jordan Roughton in the 2, Alejandro in the 42, they found each other and made contact coming to pit road. I didn't see exactly whose fault it was or how it all started, but it cost them both some time. And Jordan's throwing the blame over at the 42. And I'm sure the 42 is throwing it right back. We have not heard from him yet. And Aaron Garcia is going to resume and rejoin the racing surface. It looked like Harold Burden in the 16 car actually got out in front of everybody. Harold Burden might be the race leader when this all cycles through. It's going to be interesting to see if he is or not, because he would have needed to take some sort of strategy for that to work. He came in 5th place coming into the pits, and now he's suddenly in front of the 24, the 47, and the 4. Gotta wonder if he maybe took 2 tires only.
If he took 2, I don't know if he'll make it.
That's what I'm thinking, and it would only look this way on my screen right now if the 24, 47, and the 4 all got a penalty on pit road. You know what I mean? And so it's just, I'm not too sure what's going on here, but it's Harold that's going to be the leader once this all cycles through.
Actually, he's showing as the leader right now.
Yeah, you know what? It might actually already be cycled through, Alex. Thank you for letting me know, because it was not a long cycle. Not a long cycle at all. All these drivers pitting within about 3 laps of each other, maybe 4 at the most. And you're right, the 24, Aaron Garcia, battling for the lead. He's going to clear the 16 on the outside line through 3 and 4. And it really does look like Harold does not have the same speed that the 24, 47, and 4 do, and he pit the same lap they did. So I really am thinking that it was a 2-tire call for the longtime NASCAR driver, Harold Burden. Don't know if it's the right call or not, but it looks like that's the call that was made. It's Josh Colombiez in the 9, scored in 5th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 car running in 6th. There you see them working together. Landon Jenkins runs in 7th. Aiden Cody runs in 9th, and it's Beam SKP right there with him, the Daytona 500 winner. Pablo Hugo in the 46 car rolling here, and Alex Tesdall right behind him in the number 17 car. Alex, are you scored in P10?
11th.
11th, okay. Who's 10th? Is it Hugo?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. and he's looking for his his second career NASCAR Platinum Cup Series top 10 finish. He's got a couple of tough customers behind him, though, let me tell you, and they're hungry for every point that they can get because they made the playoffs. Alex Tesdall in the 17 and Timmy Brown in the 19. John Lucas in the 21 car, the next car behind them, he's in 13th. He would love to have that point as well. Pablo's not going to give it up very easily. Oh, into the wall goes the 95 of Aiden Cody. I didn't see exactly what the start of his corner looked like, but the end of it didn't look so good. He's got some front end damage. He's still in the top 10, but his race is starting to crumble just a little bit here. Beam SKP in the 14, the Daytona 500 winner right behind him now, and with a much cleaner looking car. Your race leader is Aaron Garcia in the 24. The 4 car of Stephen Corley is running in second, and they have really gapped the rest of the field. In fact, I don't know what's going on. There might be some strategy going on for the cars that are about third on back, because they were right there with these 2 drivers battling for the lead just about 4 or 5 laps ago. And now they find themselves about half a straightaway behind the top 2. And they're all lined up bumper to bumper working together. The 9 and the 18 were way behind the 16, the 47 and the 88, and now they have caught this group, and now they're all lined up single file with the car that's got 2 tires leading the way. So there's definitely some sort of conservation strategy going on, whether it be for tires or fuel or both. Matt Smith's going to take the 3rd spot from the 16 car there. Harold Burden in the 16 is going to drop back in line into the 6th place position just in front of Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9 car. There's definitely some sort of strategy going on. And strategy or no strategy, this is allowing Aiden Cody in the 95 to reel these drivers back in a little bit, along with Beam SKP, and they're going to battle with these drivers in the top 10 before the end of this one. If this keeps up, there's some sort of strategy going on to try to make it the rest of the way without having to stop for a second time. Pardon me. And if there is any type of danger for fuel or tires not making it the rest of the way, there is no fear being shown by the regular season champion Aaron Garcia or non-playoff driver Stephen Corley. And when you really think about this, when you really dissect it, neither one of these drivers have anything to lose. The 24 of Aaron Garcia got great stage points earlier in this race. He's got 6 wins this season, came in with the most playoff points amongst all the 16 playoff drivers. He can afford to gamble for wins like this and afford to give up some points if it doesn't go his way. Stephen Corley in the 4. His very first start of the season, first start in NASCAR since last year. Not a playoff driver, doesn't care about how many points he gets in this race. He just cares about parking it in victory lane with the number 4 Ford Mustang for Steel Horse Motorsports. And there's a lot on the line here for all of these drivers.
10 to go.
But the top 2 arguably have the least amount to lose. And we're getting a report from Alex Tesdall, our in-race reporter. We have 10 laps remaining here in the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Yeah, looking for sports merchandise, cards, plaques, trophies, posters, you name it. Search up DustyPetes on Facebook or Twitter. And again, folks, apparently it was time to go. Two-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion Matt Smith, here with 9 to go, has started to turn on the afterburners a little bit. He must think that he's got the tires and fuel to get to the finish, because he has picked up the speed a little bit. He's driven away from Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Landon Jenkins, who continue to work together and draft together, running 4th and 5th. Josh Cole-Diaz in the 9 car has slipped back to 6th a little bit and lost touch with the top 5. Harold Burden runs in 7th. And the only way that these drivers outside the top 5 are going to have a shot to win this one at this point is if a caution comes out or some of these drivers begin to run out of fuel. I've only seen 1 caution in this race for an on-track incident. It's been a very clean race since the drop of the green flag. The other 2 cautions were for stage 1 and stage 2 ending. And Timmy Brown, the former Brickyard 200 winner, is on pit road. Evidently he could not make it the rest of the distance, so he's gonna come get some tires and get the rest of the way there. It's one of our playoff drivers, came in as the 16th seed, the bottom seed. He got some stage points in stage 1, missed out on that opportunity in stage 2, and looking to finish strong here if he can. If he can get it rolling again, and if a couple more of these drivers do need to come to pit road, he should hold on to a top 15 finish. Well, that's got to spook a few of these drivers, I'm sure. And Timmy Brown's one of the veterans here in NASCAR. He's been around since NASCAR Heat 2 with us, and if he couldn't make it, and he's the type that would be saving his stuff throughout a run, if he can't make it, some of these others, they might not be able to make it either. Matt Smith in the 47 car, he was rapidly closing on the top 2 a moment ago, and now he has fallen the pace off just a little bit, so maybe he's now a little bit spooked. Maybe he misjudged. The 4 and the 24, they both looked like they went below the line on the back straightaway as if they were going to signal that they were pitting this time by, but really I think it was just a block. I think that this is a good old classic battle for the win here at Chicagoland Speedway. Matt Smith in the 47 is fading a little bit. He's not going to be a factor for the win, but if he can hold on with the fuel and tire he has, he's going to pick up a 3rd place finish, and that is a playoff point and 28 valuable points. Throwing it down to Alex Tesdall. Alex, we're under 5 to go now at this point. You'll have to let us know in here in just a moment. You're running in the top 10. It's been an up and down day for you. You led laps in this one. You had a great chance to win this one, but a lot has happened since then, especially here in the final stage. Briefly take us through your race for us and tell us what position you're in and how many are remaining.
2 laps to go, actually, and it was an pretty up and down race. What took us out of the lead pack was got knocked up the hill and nearly taken out, but luckily saved there was no damage, and white flag for the leader.
I was going to say, we're going to have to cut you off. I didn't know we were this close. I apologize, my friend. The white flag has been shown, and this is crunch time. This is money time. Every drop of fuel, every fume left in the tank is what counts here. The 24 goes low a little bit on the back straightaway. Was that a signal that he might start sputtering? He's fine so far. Through 3 and 4 they go. One last move by Stephen Corley in the 4 car. He couldn't quite get there, and it's Aaron Garcia in the 24 car winning the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. His 7th win of the season and his 9th career NASCAR Platinum Cup Series victory. Stephen Corley's going to hang on to finish 2nd in his first race back since last year. Somebody get that guy a full-time ride. And Matt Smith, the 2-time Platinum Cup champion, is going to finish in 3rd in the 47 car. He had the fuel to the finish. Alex, don't forget photos of the results for us, brother, all 20 cars. What a race and what a finish. There was a lot of playoff drivers that needed a good run in this race, and some of them came here and got it. Aaron Garcia, Aiden Cody, Harold Burden, Matt Smith, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. A lot of these drivers had the run that they were looking for. And then drivers like Trey Hollywood, Charles Jackson, and Emily Seri and Trenton Krentz, they did not have the run that they were hoping for here tonight to begin the round of 16 for the 2022 Platinum Cup playoffs. Congratulations to Aaron Garcia and the Timac Motorsports team. It's his 7th win of the season. We're going to hear from him in just a moment before we get him all strapped up and ready to go for Richmond. And Alex, when you get a moment, if you can just let him know to join so I don't need to put the viewers on a blue screen, that would be so appreciated. And the last time we tried to get a word with him, he didn't get to us right away, so hopefully he does this time around, and hopefully we get to have a word with your DustyPetes 400 winner.
There he is.
And welcome to NASCAR Victory Lane, folks. I am Tyler McMurder, and standing here with the driver of the 24, Aaron Garcia. Aaron, parking into Victory Lane for the 7th time this season and the 9th time in your Platinum Cup Series career. It was a strong run for you from start to finish, really. You got a stage win, ran top 5 all race long, and it came down to some strategy in the final stage, and seemed like you, the 4, and the 47 had it figured out the best. Describe your run for us and tell us what your expectations were coming into this one.
It was a good race. Yeah, it was down between me, 47, and the 4. I got tight and messed the 47 up. It would have been a good battle between us 3. A real good battle, but glad I got it in Victory Lane, and my expectations for the rest of the year is just now probably just keep winning or get top 3s from now on is what I'm looking forward to.
I think that we had about 12 or 13 different leaders in this race tonight. Everybody, it seemed, had a shot to win this one tonight. Everybody and their dog had a chance to win the DustyPetes 400 at Chicagoland. Did you expect it to be this way tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got my first Platinum Cup win here. Now it's my second win in Platinum Cup. So, yeah, it was really a good race for me. The car felt good all race, and car was perfect.
Take us through the final stage laps there, battling with Stephen Corley, Matt Smith, and you were able to drive away from Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Landon Jenkins. What was the strategy like at that point? How were the tires and fuel looking for everybody?
Oh, the last end, everyone was pretty good. Everyone had enough fuel at the end. It was for me. It was stage 2. Everyone was saving fuel at stage 2, and I wasted a little bit of time. I should have come up there quicker, so I could have won the stage. But everyone was good on fuel at the end. We all made it. It was perfect.
How was it battling with Stephen Corley for the win there at the end? Nobody's seen him since last year.
Oh, it was intense. I thought I was going to make a mistake because the car was getting loose. I was sliding up in the turns, but I could hold it. The top there was very dominant there at the end.
Congratulations, buddy. You are the DustyPetes 400 winner at Chicagoland. We'll let you go celebrate with your team, and we'll let you get ready for Richmond.
Thank you.
And that was Aaron Garcia, driver of the 24 Chevy Camaro. 7 wins for him this season, 9 in his Platinum Cup Series career. He won the regular season championship for a reason. He won the 2022 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series championship for a reason. He's one of our powerhouse drivers here in the NASCAR program on NASCAR Heat 5, and he's proving it time and time again each and every week. Holds the Legend Series points lead over Josh Colm Diaz by about 39 points as of right now, and now holds 7 wins this season in his campaign towards the 2022 Platinum Cup Series championship on Fridays. And folks, that's going to do it from all of us here at Chicagoland Speedway. I am NASCAR CEO Tyler McMurder. Alex Tesdahl was our in-race reporter here tonight, and we will see you at Richmond.